What's up, everybody? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. For this Tuesday, November 15th, 2022, I am your host, Russ Williams. I'm so glad you could be here today. I know you could have been anywhere in this world today, Transition Army, anywhere in this world today, but you decided to be with me. And I appreciate that. And more importantly, I appreciate you. So welcome to Transition Tuesdays, my friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Man, we have an action-packed show for you here again today, but before I begin the show, I always like to state my intentions. And my intentions to give you the opportunity to laugh, smile, think, and engage in honest conversations about your life's transitions. So that's what we do here on Transition Tuesdays, my good friends. Let's see if anybody's on the check-in yet. No one just yet. That's okay. We're going to get you, though, when you come on in. And let me just thank you guys for coming on. Come and join me today. And you know how we do what we do. We give you applause. We give you applause for joining us. So thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining us here on Transition Tuesdays. All right. So I wanted to recap. I was part of a great ceremony. Man, Manhattan College had their 43rd Athletic Hall of Fame ceremony, induction ceremony, in which my team was lucky enough to be honored with a special recognition. My 92 team, which I was the co-captain on there with my fallen teammate Charles Dubra. We were co-captains of that team, and it was a great event. So first I want to shout out and give congratulations to all those inductees who were inducted into the Hall of Fame. There were 8 inductees. There were also team recognition awards. The 73 team track team was inducted into also had a special recognition along with our 92 basketball team. And I just want to make special acknowledgments to Coach Mecca, who was inducted into the Hall of Fame. Man, it really blew my mind how this young man had 33 Coach of the Year awards for his sport. 33 of them. That is amazing. That is unprecedented. So congratulations to Coach Mecca and all the other 8 inductees for this year's Manhattan College Hall of Fame induction ceremony. So I want to talk about the 92 team that I was there. Was able to represent the team along with my other teammates. But what I want to do was I wanted to read the actual program about that 92 team. Some things I didn't even remember because again, this is like 30 years ago. And 30 years ago, I haven't seen some of my teammates in like 20 years. So this was big. So I'm just going to read what was part of that process. So that 91-92 team won the first regular season MAC championship title in program history. The Jaspers were the top seed in the MAC tournament and finished the year with 25 wins, the most in school history at that time. The team featured 5 future Manhattan College Hall of Famers and won 2 postseason games, the most in a single postseason in program history. The Jaspers beat St. Peter's and Iona in the MAC tournament before beating Wisconsin, Green Bay, and Rutgers in the preseason NIT. We happened to lose to LaSalle in the championship game. Ironically, my daughter goes to LaSalle, but that's another story for another time. and it still hurts too. It still hurts after all these years, but that's okay. In the middle of the season, the Jaspers reeled off 9 straight victories to help them secure the MAC regular season title. The winning streak started with a 67-66 win at Fordham in the Battle of the Bronx. That's when Kyrie Wilson hit a shot from half court. You guys remember that? Man, Manhattan didn't lose back-to-back games once and had 3 winning streaks of at least 3 straight games that year. Head coach Steve Lapis was named MAC Coach of the Year, excuse me, and Keith Bullock earned first-team All-MAC honors. My man Keith scored 579 points in 91-92, which is 6th all-time in the single-season record in program history. So that's what went down in the program. And man, it was just an amazing event. 7 of my teammates were there. we had in attendance, we had Dave Burnsley. And I want to give a little brief synopsis, excuse me, on Dave Burnsley and all my other teammates there about their praying exploits and what they do now. So my guy, finally, I got a chance to see Dave Burnsley, who came. Dave Burnsley was like one of the leaders on that team, that 92 team, man. Just a force inside, just a presence. Dave Burnsley had the big personality on the court and off the court as well. Keith Bullock, that was our superstar. Keith Bullock was the guy who, at the time, he became the all-time leading scorer in school's history. I mean, that took place as soon as he stepped foot on campus. Don Elliott, man, from North Carolina. Athletic guy, always did his best, played well when he played, and the one thing I love about Don to this day, this guy always has a smile on his face. He makes people laugh. He makes people feel good about themselves, and it was great to see Don there. Eric Gottlieb, another great soul, man, part of that class of 93, who I always say, if that class didn't attend Manhattan College, that class really changed the fortunes of the program. Big E was in attendance. Jamal Marshall, one of the him along with Kareem Brown, one of the all-time winningest players in the school's history, he was in attendance. Jimmy Nightingale, my guy, was there. And you see this T-shirt I'm wearing right now? Manhattan College basketball right here, and also on the sleeve, it had, let me see, get the sleeve together. Had the number 14 on there, commemorating our fallen teammate Charles Dubra. Jimmy Nightingale was responsible for creating this T-shirt, which he had for all the members of the team. Jimmy Nightingale, our class act on and off the court. Now, former players who couldn't attend, we had Kareem Brown, which I saw the night before. He couldn't make the event, but Kareem Brown, again, athletic guy. He was a freshman on that team. Man, again, and he goes with Jamal Marshall, one of the all-time winningest players in the school's history. Tommy Corrigan, oh my God, athletic guy, good guy, one of the best guys, one of my favorite teammates. I called him Mr. C. He's a guy who worked for the fire department for a number of years, was in there in 9/11, went into the towers. He was able to retire as a fireman. Miss Tim. Jake DeValley. Jake DeValley was a knockdown shooter at Manhattan College in high school and also in college as well. He wasn't there, but he was remembered. My guy, Ted Ellis. Ted Ellis was another guy. Again, man, a DeMatha great, Manhattan College great as well, too. And I got a little sidebar for Teddy Ellis. Teddy Ellis has one of the strongest hands as a guard I've ever played against. Ah, man, I still remember those hands on me, Ted. Oh, man, I got a tough guard. Carrie Edwards, who was just inducted into the Manhattan College Hall of Fame last year. He wasn't able to make it this year, but again, one of the glue guys. This guy's one of the glue guys, and pound for pound, one of the best players, 6'6", in the history of Manhattan College. And my guy, Carrie Wilson. Carrie Wilson, man, what can you say? Carrie Wilson is responsible for some of the most greatest plays, moments in Manhattan College history. For hitting the half-court shot against Fordham in 92, to having a follow-up dunk in Dratty Gymnasium against LaSalle. I never heard the place rock so hard off of a standstill or dunk off a free throw that Carrie Wilson did. Man, again. And the iconic picture that Carrie posts all the time, and I'm glad he does this, when they won the MAC championship in 93, Carrie Wilson on the rim with the Manhattan College banner, flag, showing it. These are three iconic moments by my guy, Carrie Wilson, which will be a former Hall of Famer as well, I believe. Then finally, you have my fallen teammate, Charles Dubra. Man, and it was great to see his family come and represent. His mom, Miss Dubra, was there. His brother-in-law, Kendall, was there. His sister, Pam, was there, and his wife was there as well. Charles' wife was there as well. Man, it was great seeing these guys. It was great seeing these guys. I haven't seen these guys in a long time, so it was really seeing these guys. And speaking of that, I got my guy, Kendall. He is joining us here on Treasures Tuesdays. What's up, Kendall? Thank you for joining us, my brother. We are just talking about you right now. Thank you, Kendall, and your family, man, for coming up and representing Charles Dubra, man. I was so glad and I was so honored that you guys came and made the event what it was, and I'm going to talk more about that in the coming minutes. But thank you, Kendall, for joining us today, and thank you for being part of that event. I want to just talk about my guy Charles Dubra for a little bit. About the guy, he was the guy on that in that team, the 92 team. When we inserted Charles into the starting lineup, no disrespect to my guy Chris, as everybody knows, that's my guy. But Chris would be the first to tell you, Chris was struggling, made the insertion of Charles Dubra starting lineup. We just went on a roll from there. And Charles was one of those glue guys, an integral part of that team and the teams of Manhattan College, but especially that year. And one thing that people didn't realize, myself and Charles, we were co-captains, and we had a ritual that me and Charles always had when we went up to the half court to meet the other captains of the team, along with the referees. We had a ritual in which Charles always, Charles started it off with me. He always hit me in the back of my head after we were done conversing with the other team. And then I, in turn, reciprocated and hit him in the back of the head. So when we did that, we knew we was ready to go. I don't know what it was. I don't know what initiated. I know Charles definitely initiated that, but that was a ritual we had that year. And it just stayed put in it. It got us some results. So, shout out to my fallen teammate, my great friend, man, and a great friend to all of our, all the rest of my teammates, Charles Dubra, man. So, also I want to give shout outs to Coach Lapis and his wife, and Coach Begland and his wife who attended the ceremonies, who were in attendance as well. The highlights of the evening. I want to go over the highlights of the evening because there were many. There were so many. And so some of the highlights were Coach Lapis. He spoke on behalf of the team. And it was funny because I know when the ceremony's going on, Coach Lapis came to my table and he's like, Russ, is anybody going to speak for our team? I said, well, Coach, that's what I was going to come to you for. And I'm glad you came to me. I wanted you to speak. And Coach was like, I'll be glad to. So Coach Lapp spoke for our team. And Coach Lapp really stressed how that 92 team, it was a group of good basketball players. But when it was all said and done, they were good basketball players, but these people were better people. I mean, that goes a long way. And thank you for that, Coach, And also, Coach talked about, speaking about the Dubra family, who was, all the participants I just mentioned earlier who were in attendance. He talked about how, they came all the way from Texas to be a part of this event. And because of this, it caused an arousing standing ovation for all the 250 plus people who were in attendance that day. Everybody stood up and gave the Dubra family a standing ovation. I think that was the highlight of the ceremony. Beats all the awards and everything. Just those words by Coach Lapis to have everybody get up and acknowledge them, acknowledge the Dubra family and all they have done. I think that was great. So, I just wanted to speak on that and touch on that briefly. I mean, that was just a great thing. And again, Kendall, I'm so glad that you made it. I'm so glad that you were on here today. To give your family props and to give props on my boy Charles Dubra, because again, without that young man there, we wouldn't have had a successful season. We wouldn't have had a successful team, and the program wouldn't have reached the higher heights that it has done now if it wasn't for the exploits of Charles Dubra. So salute to you guys and everybody, and salute to my former teammates who were there. Man, great time. We just reminisced, talked about the past. Oh, man, we got guys who are grandfathers. Some guys are grandfathers now. Some guys, their kids are in college, and the whole bit, man. But it was a great time had by all, man. So salute to Manhattan College on the Manhattan College Hall of Fame induction ceremony. It was a blast. I had a great time. So let's transition to something kind of somber, guys, before I sign off pretty much. I want to talk about the acknowledgement of the 3 University of Virginia football players who were tragically killed by an ex-player at the University of Virginia. The players, Devin Chandler, and I'm going to say their names 3 times, man. We got Devin Chandler, Devin Chandler, Lavelle Davis Jr., Lavelle Davis Jr., Lavelle Davis Jr., and Deshaun Perry. Deshaun Perry, Deshaun Perry. These players were tragically killed while they made their way off of a bus. They came back from a play, I believe it was, and two additional students were injured in the incident. One female student and another student of the University of Virginia football team. They were injured as well. I think the female student, I just last heard that she's going to be okay, and the other student who was also I think it was a running back on the football team. He's been through 2 surgeries, and he's in intensive care right now. So my condolences to the family and friends of these young athletes from Transition Tuesdays to you guys, and this is an ongoing investigation which is currently taking place. So they don't know what the motive was. I know that the young man was now in custody. I saw the father of the young man was talking about how he is deeply sorry and he apologizes for the incident. He's just heard that could have been involved by a hazing incident, or maybe he was being bullied, but that's all that's going on. But an investigation is taking place as well with that as well. So yeah, we have to see what's going to come out from that. But my condolences to those, everybody affected, man. I know that's going to take some time to heal, especially those players on the team. The University of Virginia community in whole. They need some time to heal and mourn. I know they're supposed to play on this Saturday. I know they haven't practiced in the past 2 days, so then they have visuals on campus about it. But I know they're going to need the time to heal on their timetable. I think on their timetable. Yeah. And so before I sign off, I know what's going to be expected as we transition. Number 45 is expected to announce his 2024 presidential bid, and these things take place on a Tuesday. I don't know if it's Transition Tuesday. I have no idea, but these things seem to take place during this time, So I don't know. We're going to see what the deal is, what's going on with that. And I don't think he will do all this fanfare just to say, oh, no, I'm not running. Good luck with your lives. No, I think this guy's ego, number 45's ego, is so out there that even though the candidates he has backed, I think all of them lost in their runs, his ego won't allow him to be like, okay, because of that, I'm not going to run. No. I don't think I think he feels that people have not, they're not grown tired of him. And I think that's why he will say he's going to run for president coming up. I really believe that. Oh, we got Gene joining. What's going on, Gene? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. Gene says, class of 92, Jasper's awesome. Appreciate that, Gene. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And Kendall says, next is the Hall of Fame. Yes, for Charles Dubra. Absolutely. I agree with that as well. I agree with you, Kendall. Man. So, lastly, and certainly not least, just want to share with you guys really quick. Maybe you might be wondering why I'm sounding the way I am. Well, after Saturday's ceremony, I wasn't feeling well. So I waited till Monday, and then I got tested for COVID on Monday, and it turns out I tested positive for COVID. So as you can tell, I'm a little bit under the weather. I'm feeling okay though, guys. I'm fully vaccinated, and but I don't take COVID lightly at all. It's giving me the symptoms of a cold right now thus far. So, but I am taking the steps through medication to get better. So, but I have tested for COVID. But again, one positive test of COVID doesn't stop the show. That's why I'm here today, and that's why I'm here today to do what I do. So I appreciate it, guys. I just wanted everybody to know that. But but we move on. We move on, and we get strong. So, ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, if we were able to make you laugh, smile, and think during this broadcast, my good friends, you have accomplished something major today. So celebrate your victory. Celebrate your victory. So let me get my theme music before we bounce out of here. Hold on. Here we go. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. All right. So, Transition Army, thank you for watching Transition Tuesdays. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can catch this episode and past episodes on our YouTube channel, Transition Tuesdays. So go check that out and make sure you like and subscribe after you leave the channel. Okay, I appreciate it. You guys can follow me on Instagram at Russ Will Transitions. That's Russ Will Transitions with an S. If you follow me, you know I'm going to follow you right back. Okay? I want to give a special shout out to my sponsor, Sweet Candy Cafe, located in downtown Lumberton, North Carolina, which is the home of Southern Sweetness. So after the show, make sure you go on sweetcandycafe.com to order your confectionery goodies. And then get ready. The celebration of a lifetime, 10 years of excellence, November 26th, Sweet Candy Cafe is throwing down 10 years of excellence for a small business. That is rare and that is relevant and that should be celebrated. So we're going to be celebrating there. But if you can't make it, let's say you can't make it down to Lumberton, North Carolina, you can always order. So make sure you go to sweetcandycafe.com and order your confectionery goodies today. Okay? So Transition Army, as we say in party, happy transitioning, and we'll speak to you soon. Take care, everybody. God bless.